Yeah, sir, now you can start.
A very good morning, guys. This is the very first time I'm hosting a newspaper Nexus session. But yeah, the emphasis of the session of the newspaper session is that starting your day with reading a news article that always keeps you grounded as well as informed with being updated to whatever is happening around the world, right? So let's get started. So, ma'am, who's the very first participant? I guess it's Priyanshu, right, ma'am?
Sir,
Yes. Priyanshu, is he here? I think he isn't. Okay, so let's go with the next participant, and I guess it's Seni. Hello, Seni, are you there? I guess even Seni isn't here. So the third participant is you, ma'am, right?
yeah, sir.
Okay, so Cindy, ma'am, please let me know which article are you going to read?
Sir, wait, I will, yeah, I will read Article 16.
1-6. Okay, let's go. You can start.
Yeah,
1-6,
nail
right? Ma'am,
infection.
ma'am, I've chosen the
Yeah,
same
sir.
article as well. All right, no worries. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Nail infection and the need for care. Nails can be a mirror of internal diseases. Nail problems can range from discoloration in the form of yellowish, greenish, or reddish nails along with discharge to pus formation or the sudden onset of longest, longitudinal dark banded nails can be affected by many conditions, both infection and non-infection. Infection are a common cause of nail problems. Bacteria nail infection, if not treated at the right time, can become chronic and require individuals who are immune suppressed or in case where the infection is severe, it can even separate to the bone. Fungal infections are also very common, especially since many of us work without gloves in the kitchen and our hands are in water frequently because of this, both fungal and bacteria. Nail infections are commonly seen if fungal infections are not treated. There can be separate, which makes timely treatment essential. Fungal infections are also frequently seen in the feet, particularly in people doing household work. This occurs because of moist environments, so it is important to clean between the toys, keep them dry, and use over the counter and antifungal dusting powders if your hands or feet are uh, feed or often wet. Viral infections such as warts are also commonly seen around the nail. Warts are contagious growths that can occur in anyone and may increase in size and number if not treated. There can separate through cannot through the uses of public space to prevent this. You should always wear your own gloves, sanitize equipment before and after use, and maintain good handling. Nail can also serve as an early marker for and-human conditions such as lichen planus, psoriasis, and enzyme. In these cases, you may see nail pitting or longitudinal riots, which can be early markers of a skin diseases. Sometimes nails may change shape, becoming a spoon-shaped, investigated a spoon-shaped, or many develop other deformities which may be related there to hair, heart, or lung condition, or even uh, nutritional infinitious, a sudden discoloration, or the appearance of longitudinal bands can also be a marker of early melanoma, a type of skin cancer. Creatine medication may cause nail change as well. Regarding from declarations to painful nail beds or painful skin around the nail, all of which should be treated before the version. Taking taking precaution. If your hands are frequently in water forward, it is advisable to wear kitchen gloves when getting a manicure or pedicure. uh, Ensure that the salon maintains a strict hygiene and sanitizes instrument before and after every use. Keep your hand nails short and trimmed regularly. Ingrown toenails are increasingly common due to narrow footwear style, even though Indians typically have broader feet. Wearing board shoes, avoiding tight footwear, and allowing your feet to breathe can help prevent this. Any sudden nail declaration should be examined by a dermatologist. Dr. Resma T. Vishani is consulted dandruff sorry, I cannot pronunciation this word. Terricolistic and aesthetic dermatologist Kokilevan Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital, Mumbai, Resima Vishani Kokilavan Hospital. So my reading part is done. Now I'm summarized from this article. Yeah.
Very well read, ma'am. I would please request you to summarize the article.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. I will try to summarize from this article. First, tell me, my network is a good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So go ahead. You can summarize your article.
Yeah, sir. So, yeah. So this article, Dr. Y means Dr. Resma T. Bishani say nails can inflict internal diseases. So, affected by both infection, non-infection condition. So, nail problems like declaration, yellowish, greenish, reddish. So, discharge or pus formations to dark bands. So, infection, common cases of nail problems, bacteria infection can become chronic if untreated. Fungal infection are common, especially in people working without gloves. and with conditions. So, so wearing gloves help prevent nail infection and household work, and clean between toys keep with dry and yeah, and so yeah, Doctor Resma T. Vishnani is a consultant dermatologist at Kokilaben Dhruvami Ambani Hospital, Mumbai. So that's all from my side.
All right, ma'am. The word that you were stuck, that word is dermatologist. First of all, thank you so much for reading the article as well as elucidating the article. You did it so well, ma'am. But if I have to give you a feedback, then yes, you can focus more on your pronunciation part. Otherwise, you were reading well as well as you were explaining the article well. So thank you so much for doing that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for participating. I guess it's my turn, right, ma'am?
Sir, please ask anybody at some point. Like,
Sure, sure, ma'am. I'll do that. Okay, guys. So I guess it's my turn now. So I'll be reading the article number 3. The article starts as Coffee Board to hold UE Rule, Europe Rule Awareness Programs, CEO, the Hindi Bureau, Coimbatore. The Coffee Board is holding extensive awareness and capacity building programs to increase the number of growers registering on its mobile application for EUDR compliance, said the board's chief executive officer CEO and secretary Kurma Rao. The EU deforestation regulation EUDR, which is expected to come into effect from December 30 for large exporters, mandates prove that coffee is not linked to deforestation, altered December 2020. It will come into effect for growers must prove coffee not linked to deforestation. Small growers from June 30 next year. Geolocation data. The Coffee Board has provision on its mobile app for its exporters and growers to register and add geolocation data. The board is interacting with all associations and stakeholders to improve awareness. There are about 4.41 lakh growers. So far, the app has about 9,000 registrations for EUDR compliance. The coffee exports in 2024 to 2025 crossed the $1,000 million mark for the fourth consecutive year to register 1,838 $1,803 million. There is slight growth in volume of exports too, he said. In the local market, the board is working on proving the per capita consumption. There will be walks with coffee events across India this year for International Coffee Day, feet on October 1, he said. So yeah, thank you so much guys for listening. So if I have to summarize the article, then I would just say in very few words, like the Coffee Board of India is conducting few of the extensive awareness as well as capacity building programs to help coffee growers to comply with the EU deforestation regulation that you can even see as EUDR, which requires proof that coffee is not linked with deforestation after December 31st, 2020, as this regulation will apply to large exporters from December 24 to small growers from June 2025. So yeah, that was that from my end. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so I guess it's Nick, right? Next. Hello, Nick.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
A very good morning, sir. So are you ready with the article that you have told me that you wanted to read, the article number 13, right? Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess I am. Let me
All
try.
right. All right, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. 8 states with international border, 0.13% of exports. When US President Donald Trump signed off an additional 25% tariffs on import from India in August 2025, citing the trade deficits, the buying of Russian crude, and retaliatory retaliatory precedent, New Delhi responded with its usual posture of measured language, closed-door diplomacy, and no public retaliation. The choreography was familiar. Washington struck, India absorbed. Official narratives framed it as another episode in bilateral turbulence. But these tariffs cut along fault lines that run inside the country, not just between two capitals. What they expose is not just a trade imbalance, but also a deeper spatial imbalance that New Delhi has long refused to reckon with. India's export economy is heavily centralized. The four states of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka account for more than 70% of all merchandise exports. For Gujarat alone, it is over 33%. This concentration is no accident. There has been alignment of infrastructure, incentives, and political continuity in these zones for decades. Meanwhile, India's most populous states, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Madhya Pradesh, remain on the margins with barely 5% of country's outbound trade between them. A, marginal, a marginalization of the Northeast. Then there is the Northeast, whose place in India's exports economy is marginal by design. Eight states, with over 5,400 kilometers of international borders, account for just 0.13% of national exports. There is no operational trade corridor linking them to foreign markets and no logistical infrastructure to support volume or role in shaping policy. Instead, what exists is a security apparatus calibrated for counterinsurgency and surveillance. Trade has never been part of the mandate. The Northeast remains structurally unrepresented in the institution that shapes India's economic future. Not a single member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council hails from the region. The Board of Trade, tasked with steering India's export strategy, has no substantive voice from Mizoram, Tripura, or Arunachal Pradesh. Schemes such as remission of duties and taxes on exported products and the production linked incentive are rolled out with fanfare in industrial belts stretching from Gujarat to Tamil Nadu. But the hills and the valleys of the Northeast are left to navigate global markets without infrastructure, without logistics, and without institutional leverage. This is not mere bureaucratic oversight. It is a cold calculation that the region can be symbolically embraced, yet economically orphaned. As recently as 2024, the Directorate General of Foreign Trade Strategic Export Plan had 87 pages without a single section on the Northeast Corridor. The Commission was not protested, it was simply assumed. In Assam, the tea economy is fraying, prices stagnant, labor shortage persists, and estates are stretched thin. A 25% tariff hike in key Western markets threatened to push margins below viability. "We are holding on with fingertips," a Dil said a Dibrugarh planter who oversees over 500 workers. If the US and EU buyers cut orders, we'll have to start scaling back operations immediately. The region accounts for more than half of India's total tea output, but almost none of the high-value packaging or branding. The bulk is still CTC grade, sold in auctions, exposed to every market swing. Buyers are in reassessment mode, and cost cutting has begun in the Upper Assam belt and the Duas. Wages are flattening, inputs are thinning, the next to go will be jobs. At Numaligarh, the refinery runs like a nervous artery through Assam's energy spine. Most of its crude still comes from Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited fields nearby. But that is changing. The expansion to 9 million metric tons per annum means that it must look outward towards Paradip and increasingly towards discounted Russian cargoes. That is where the risk brews. Washington's tariff play farmed partly as a response to India's Russian alignment, casts a long shadow here. If the next round of sanctions hardens or shipping lane tightens, it will not show up in Mumbai's balance sheets. It will be Golaghat that will shudder. Okay, I chose such a long paragraph. I'm so sorry. A silent border with Myanmar, ASEAN. Since the 2021 coup
Hello,
in
Nick.
Naypyidaw,
Hello,
yeah,
Nick. Thank you so much for reading. As it's a long article, so I guess dividing into half, it would be more than enough, right?
yeah, actually, I wanted that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, completely fine. Thank you so much for participating. Now I would ask you to please summarize the article or please explain whatever you've understood, like the crux of the article. Go ahead.
Bro, it is a lot of data. It basically talks about how some states of India are struggling with exports, how they lack basic infrastructure for exports, and especially they were talking about the seven states, how they are just contributing 0.13%, and it's mainly because of, in the article it's pointed, because they lack infrastructure, they lack the logistical support, and they also lack the support of the government, as it was mentioned that there was no participation from those states in the board which works in this sector. And also as recently as 2024, they said that there was a report of 88 pages where there was no mention of these states. So these are some of the factors which play a huge role, even given that they are producing more than half of the tea, whatever. So yeah, I guess that was about it. Thank you for having.
Is there anyone who would like to add something to it? All right, sir. So, Nick, sir, I guess you have covered most of the points from whatever you have read so far. You were reading on point. I don't think there was any grammatical error which I nearly found. So yeah, thank you so much, sir, for participating. You didn't just read well, but you even explained the article quite well. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
So guys, I would request you again, like whoever wants to participate in this session, please register your name from the link which is there in the chat box. You can even see the last pin message. You have to register your name and you have to even put your article number, whichever you would like to read. So yeah, let's move ahead. Hello, hello, Sani
Hello,
ma'am.
peace.
Oh, it's sir. Hello, Sani sir. A good morning. A very good morning.
Very good morning. Good morning. Good morning, all of you.
So, sir, would you like to continue with the article number 13 or would you like to read something else?
No, I want to read article number 4. Actually, I have registered. I am second position in the queue. So I left
Okay.
my turn.
No, it's
But I,
completely fine. It's completely fine, sir. You want to read the article number 4, right? Go ahead.
yes. Okay. Good morning, all of you. I am reading article number 4. Bring back tribals who fled moist conflict, NCST. The panel has urged the Chhattisgarh government and centre to come up with dedicated policy, which includes land, jobs, and health coverage for families displaced from the state due to the violence. The National Commission for Scheduled Tribal has asked the Chhattisgarh government to allow land for agriculture and housing and providing employment and health coverage to scheduled tribal families, which had fled the state around 2005 amid escalating conflict between Maoist and security personnel. Without such strategy, no person will be willing to return to the state, the NCST said, calling for the Union Home Affairs and Tribal Affairs Ministries to frame a dedicated policy plan for migrated ST persons for Chhattisgarh to other states. The panel has cited the 2018 Bureau resettlement plan as an example to draw from. The panel has advised the Chhattisgarh government to include developmental activities in its plan to bring back the displaced families. The the prescribed amount of land no less than 5 acres. Employment for livelihood, housing, community certificate and ration may be ensured as per the feasibility. It said the panel said minimum development infrastructure such as primary schools, healthcare centers, Anganwadi centers, electricity and water should be ensured in their habitations. Nodal officers. The NCST has been hearing representation from Valsa Adhivausala Samakhya, an association representing some of displaced tribal families currently based in Telangana since 2022. In the process, the panel has asked each neighboring states, the Chhattisgarh, to appoint nodal officers to address the issues of the displaced families and called for detailed survey to the conducted to estimate how many such families exist and in which states they currently reside.
Reside. Reside.
reside.
Yes.
reside. The NCST had also asked the Union government to formulate a dedicated policy for these displaced families multiple times while dealing with their representation. On September 8, the Commission asked the Chhattisgarh government to examine the Bureau Resettlement Plan of 2018 to create a similar scheme for displaced tribal families, which address their concerns wherever they have now settled and also provides for their rehabilitations to their home districts. Displaced tribals. One official said the most of the displaced tribals had settled in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh from Chhattisgarh. However, even though the Andhra Pradesh said Telangana government's district level survey reports shows that there were 3,335 such families in their states, and in the independent survey reports prepared by the Petitioner Association includes the number to closer to 9,651. The NCST, taking the survey report of the petitioners on record, called for this report to be sent to the government of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, and also asked the association to prepare similar reports according to displaced families who might have moved to Maharashtra or Odisha. I have completed my reading parts. Now I try to summarize this article all about the scheduled tribal caste community related to the Chhattisgarh. As we know very well, in the 2005 there were conflicts between Maoist and security guards. On that conflict, on that fights, some of the tribal families, tribal communities, they displaced, they move, they left the Chhattisgarh states and they settled to other states as like Andhra Pradesh, as like Odisha, Maharashtra also. Telangana also. Now the National Commission for Scheduled Tribal, NCST, one of the one of the community leaders, he just writ in the Supreme Courts, and the Supreme Courts give not Supreme Courts, NCST Commission, and now NCST Commission give the orders to Chhattisgarh government that the families who settled to other states, the government should make this type of policies, and government should provide the allocate land, agriculture, housing, providing some fundamental needs, as like we can say the schools, Anganwadi, and foods also for the resettlement. And he gave to order that government, Chhattisgarh government, should should make a good plan for the comeback. This type of this type of policies, when all the members, all the families, they can return and they can settle in Chhattisgarh. And he says that every family they should be uh, give the 5 acres land also for agriculture. And he also request to the government that you should be nominate some nodal officers, and nodal officers will count how many families they are living in neighbor states, as like Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. And you and they says that some of the families, 3,335 families, they are living in Andhra Pradesh. And but government are saying that 3,000 families, near about 3,000 families, they are living. But the petition members, he says not 3,000 but near about 9,000 families are living in other states. So that's all about in this articles, that government should pay attention, and government should try to rehabilitation and resettled and make this type of policy. So that's all about from my side. Thank you.
Hello, Sani sir. Very good morning, as well as thank you so much for participating. You read the article extensively, as well as you summarized the article, and I guess the most of the points which were quite important you covered, because the article is all about the NCST, that you can see as National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, right? That it has asked the Chhattisgarh as well as the central government to create a dedicated policy so that the tribal families who has fled due to moist conflict from 2005 can be brought back. So yeah, sir, if I have to give you a feedback, sir, please try to remove the letter S. You were repeating, like whenever you are pronouncing any word, you were using S, which isn't needed. So it's quite unnecessary. So you can do it. That would be my advice to you. As well as when you are summarizing the article, most of the points you have covered. So yes, sir. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you, Peace sir. Thank you for your valuable feedback. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Okay. So I guess now it's RK. Hello, RK. Are you there?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Hello, RK, sir. A
Nice.
very good morning. How are you?
uh, Good morning, sir. I am in the
Just
point.
a
Whatever.
second. Can I ask a question to please? 1 second.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, just I want to join this news station every day. So
Okay,
how can
sir.
I? That means I want to give number. I want to also explain
Sure.
every.
Sure, I'll help you. I'll help you with that. Just open the group chat. Can you see the last pinned message? In the last pinned message, there would be the link of the website. Okay. So just go there, and then there you would see Newspaper Nexus, and then there would be the option of join the queue. So just enter your name and just put the article number that you want to read. That's how you will be joining the queue. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Yeah, it's totally fine. Yes, RK sir, please let me know which article would you like to read.
Article number 9.
The article number 9. Okay, sir.
Yes.
There you go. Let's get started.
Okay, sir. The Starmer rejects the Trump Sharia law. The claims defends London's Mayor the Khan. The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer on the Thursday that reject Donald Trump's the recent assertions that there was a push to apply the Islamic Sharia law in the London, calling it nonsense and deforming the London's mayor, the Sadiq Khan. In the rear, the criticisms of the United States President Mr. Trump earlier this week at the United Nations delivered a sweeping criticisms of the immigration policy in the Europe. He singled out of the UK capital the saying, no, they want to go to Seriala, and calling Mr. Khan's to terrible mayor. The idea of the introductions of the Serial is nonsense, and Siddiq Khan is a very good man. Mr. Thomas the told ITV London. He added that there are a few things he disagrees with the Mr. Trump on, but I am the very clear. This is one of them. Mr. Khan, who represent Mr. Thomas, the Central Labour Party in 2016, become the first Muslim to be the elected mayor of the London. He had since won two more the mayor's elections and has the large the personal the mandate of the any British politician. Mr. Trump, Mr. US President comment at General Assembly, where the latest in the long-running public feud between the Mr. Trumps and Mr. Khan's that goes become to at least 2017, where the Mr. Khan Mr. Khan criticized Mr. Trump for the playing travel bans on the number of majority Muslim countries. Mr. Trump criticized on the Tuesday that came only a week after he held the US-British relationships during the unprecedented the second state visit to British that involved the royal bombs, including a carriage tour and the White Tie banquet. Mr. Khan responds to Mr. Trump's the comments this week by the accusing him of the being racist, sexist, and misogynist and Islamophobic. I have done reading sections. I am going to summarize these articles. Like in this times, Mr. Trump is going to going to the visit the London, and then after he the criticized the also he is the criticized the criticized London. He said that British is going towards Sharia law, and then after he also criticized Mr. Siddiqui, where he wanted to apply the Sharia law in the London. And then after British president the reject this statement, he said that there is no the comment on a statement because he speak the lie, and also he they added that he Mr. Likes Mr. Likes what is it? Mr. Likes president of the United Kingdom. He said that Mr. Siddiqui is a mayor of first mayor of my Labour Party, and he also won the two mayor elections in British. So there is no there is no the implement of the Sharia law in our country, and he or the criticize on comment of Donald Trump. And then after the Mr. Khan is also response that Mr. Mr. Khan is also response that he is a comment on the likes racist, sexist, and my misogynist. I have done, sir. There is no sense.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for participating. You were stuck at one point, like reading the name of the president of UK, right? Of the United Kingdom, isn't it? President
Yes,
or
sir.
the Prime Minister? Yes, sir. Just try once again. I'll help you. Okay. So the British Prime Minister, as you can see, his name is Keir Starmer. right? K. Starmer.
Uh,
So yeah,
KS.
these aren't very familiar names because these are not Indian names, right? So yeah, it happens.
Yes.
The way you read your article and the way you summarize it, it was quite well. If I have to give you a bit a genuine feedback, then I would please request you to please focus a bit more on your pronunciation while you're reading your article. Everything else is quite well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for giving the feedback.
Mm-hmm. My pleasure. All right. Hi, Rishu. You there?
Yes, I'm there.
Hello, sir. A very good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are
And
you,
good
sir?
morning. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yes, sir, I'm absolutely well. Have you
Okay.
chosen the article?
I have not chosen. Can I pick up the article 11? Can I read it? If it's not
Sure,
given to anyone.
sure, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm reading the article 11. It's about the cricket match, the Asia Cup that is happening.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
I- yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I would request you to please read the article till 105 and 17 before Samson case, as the article is big.
And okay. Okay. Done.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
I will read the article number 11. Chance for men in blue to iron out flaws before final. Among the areas needing urgent attention is the unusually high number of catches that has been spilled in the last two matches. India will also want its middle order to set up. India's final game of the Asia Cup group stage against Oman in Abu Dhabi was inconstitutional. India's final game of the Super 4 phase against Sri Lanka at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium on Friday will also be an inconstitutional. It's just simply because the eight-time champion has been a cut above its opponents and suddenly secured passes to the subsequent stages. By the time Surya Kumar Yadav and co had to face first-time participant Oman, qualification for the Super 4 had already been sealed. Now, when they take on the Lankans, it is with the knowing knowledge that the place in Sunday title showdown is confirmed. That India, which won the last year T20 World Cup, has reached the final without quite being as the scintillating best is evidence of the gulf with the rest of the teams in the continent. Although there were anxious moments with the bat against Bangladesh, once Abhishek Sharma departed after sparkling 75, India was still able to close out a fairly convincing 41 run victory. With an eye on the next year's T20 World Cup, the introduction, the I think it's good. Okay, I'll read from the among the areas melting urgent attention is the unusually high number of catches that have been spilled in the last two matches. Having spilled at least four chances in the Sunday's clash against Pakistan, India was arguably worse against Bangladesh with as many as five catches going down. Spinner Varun Chakravarti, who suffered twice in 1 over, allude to the poor catching afterwards. We cannot give excuses at this level. As a team, we should be taking these catches. We have to pick up our fielding, he said. India, which did not train on Thursday, will also want its middle order to set up. In the Super 4 stages, the heavy lifting has been done by openers Abhishek and Subman Gill with a partnership of 105 and 71. So the article is about the Asia Cup matches that's happening in the Dubai International Stadiums. India has been, I think, from my take on it is, from the start, India was very well qualified for the everything, very well practiced. But now we can see that there are a lot of catches are dropping. You can see that energy from the Indian team as compared to the first game has been catched out, has been taken off. I don't know the reason behind it because I think the Indian team is taking lightly all the matches. They feel that we are winning the game. We don't have to be practiced because they skip did not train on Thursday. That's what article is written, that they skipped the training on Thursday, and what's fearful is that the middle order of the Indian team is not stable. The two openers, only the Subman Gill and the Abhishek Sharma is giving up the runs, is scoring the runs of a partnership of 105 and 77, and a lot of catches are dropping. And we have a match against Sri Lankan, Dubai Stadium. And next we have a final India versus Pakistan. You will see the rivalry on Sunday. And I also heard the statement of Surya Kumar Yadav. He said that India versus Pakistan is not a rivalry anymore. You will also see some allegations again made that India Pakistan should not happen. Why the happening? Because PM Narendra Modi has said the trade and the blood will not flow on the same side. But even this, the matches are happening. It's a topic of debate, but I think that India should be well prepared, and we will have a wonderful match on this Sunday, India versus Pakistan. So thank you. That was my article.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Rishu, for participating. I would like to appreciate one thing. The way you were reading, it was quite crystal clear to understand or to even hear one every other word that you were uttering. So yeah, sir. Thank you so much for participating. You didn't just read well. Yeah, the well you read, the well you explained as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking my name. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, let me just check who's the next participant. All right, so here we are having Priyanshu. Hello, Priyanshu.
Hi, peace. A very good
Hello, sir.
morning.
Hello, sir. A very good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
Yes, sir. Even I'm doing well. Okay, so you chose to read your article as article number 20, right?
Yep.
Okay, so okay, sir. So till where you want to read the article? Okay, I'll ask you to read your article till unregulated, he said.
Unregulated, he said. One sec.
The
Okay,
three red lines.
got it,
Okay.
got it.
Yes, sir. Please start.
A very good morning to all of you. My article number is 20. In Karnataka, High Court rejection of X plea against the Sayo. Three deadline for social media. This article is brought to us by Swamendra Barik, New Delhi edition, September 25. In rejecting the social media platform X plea against the central government Sayok portal, the Karnataka High Court also drew some key red lines for the social media companies operating in India. That regulation of speech on platform is given and it cannot be left unchecked. India's laws are unique to the country's context, where the American judicial thought cannot be transplanted. The law of the land would have to be followed by the companies, and that the landmark 2015 Shreya Singhal judgment cannot be used as a lens to interpret the changed regulatory needs of society. The High Court even called the Sayok portal an instrument of public good, which stands as a beacon of cooperation between the citizen and the social media intermediaries, through which the state endeavored to combat the growing menace of the cybercrime. To assess its validity is to misunderstand its purpose, and the challenge is without the merit. Honorable Justice Nagaprasanna held in his oral remark. In March, Elon Musk owned X had filed a case lawsuit against the central government challenging the use of Section 79, Clause 3, Subclause B of the Information Technology Act 2000 to issue the blocking the order, claiming that it led to creation of a parallel and unlawful content censorship regime. The company also sought the protection for its representatives and employees against the coercive action for not joining the SIO and Ministry of Home Affairs portal, which alleged as a censorship portal. Central and state agency and local police officer can issue the blocking order to social media platform through the SIO portal, according to information obtained by the Indian Express through RTI application. 65 online intermediaries and a nodal officer from all the states, union territories, and 7 central agencies were on board to the portal by April 2025. Between October 2024 and April 2025, the government issued the 130 content takedown notices through the SIO to platforms like Google, YouTube, Amazon, Microsoft, among the other. The need for regulation, social media can't be left in a state of anarchic freedom. Justice Nagaprasanna said that the spread of misinformation has always been a matter of regulation, from Orient to the Occident. The march of civilization is borne witness to the inescapable truth that information and communication is spread or its speed has never been left unchecked and unregulated, he said. Yeah, I'm done with my part.
Thank you so much, sir, thank you so much, sir, for reading your article. Can I ask you to summarize it now?
No, I will summarize after the whole article.
To the whole article. Okay. So
Okay.
I would be asking anyone, is there anyone who would like to continue with the article number 20? All right, so let's do one thing. I'll read the half. Is that okay?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. As and when technology developed from messengers to the postage till the age of WhatsApp, Instagram, and Snapchat, all have been regulated by regulators, subsisting then and subsisting today both globally and locally. Social media and a modern amphitheater of ideas cannot be left in a state of anarchic freedom, he added. In the light of the observations made in the course of the order, the content on a social media needs to be regulated, and its regulation is a must, more so in cases of offences against women in particular, failing which the right to dignity as ordined in the constitution of a citizen gets railroaded, the judge said. He said that every sovereign nation has the right to so regulate social media. Regulation of information in this domain is neither novel nor unique. The United States of America regulates it, every sovereign nation regulates it, and India's resolve likewise cannot be any stretch of constitutional imagination be branded as unlawful, the judge said. Second, law of the land. Don't treat India as a mere playground. No social media platform in the modern day Agora may even feign the semblance of exemption from rigor or discipline of the laws of the land, the judge said. No, none may presume to treat the Indian marketplace as a mere playground where information can be disseminated in defiance of statutes or disregard to legality, and later adopting a posture of detachment or hands off. Every platform that seeks to operate within the jurisdiction of our nation, which they do, must accept that liberty is yoked and responsibility and the privilege of access carries with it the solemn duty of accountability, he added. Justice Nagaprasanna said that X chooses to take content down in the US but refuses to do so in India under the Take It Down Act of the United States. X chooses to follow the said act as it criminalizes the violation of orders of the takedown, but the same petitioner refuses to follow the same in the same source of this nation of the similar takedown orders which are founded upon illegality. He said American jurisprudential offense or American judicial thought cannot be transplanted in the soil of the Indian constitutional thought. It is a clear law emancipated by the apex court right from 1950 till this date, he added. Shreya signal not applicable. New regulation needs new interpretation. In its petition, X has said that by issuing takedown orders via the Sahyog portal, the government was violating the Supreme Court's 2015 landmark Shreya Singhal judgment, which declared the content could only be censored by a court order or under a Section 69A of the Information Technology (IIT) Act. However, the Karnataka High Court said the Shreya Singhal judgment could not be transposed into the present controversy. Shreya Singhal spoke of the 2011 rules now consigned to his history. The 2021 IT rules, fresh in their conception and distinct in their design, demand their own interpretative frame unsaddled by precedents that address the bygone regime. Justice Naga Prasanna said. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Priyanshu, go ahead with your explanation.
Thanks a lot for teaming up with me with respect to this article. So this whole article is revolving around the recent controversy which is erupted, or a case which is before the Honorable Karnataka High Court, that X, the so-called Twitter, had challenged the center's Sayuk portal, which they said as they are the censorship portal. So that's why the Honorable High Court rejected the plea, upholding that India's right to regulate the social media platform are coming under the domain of their own law. The X or the Twitter cannot just impose the American law on the Indian government, Indian administration, as it is altogether a different thing altogether. The High Court is also criticizing the same, that it is not a parallel, unregulated, or unlawful way, or platform by just imposing the unrestricted practices. The government have the power to regulate on the speech. No doubt we have the freedom of speech and expression under 1901A, but still 1902 also prescribe about the reasonable restriction if it against sovereignty, security, public order, morality, and there are various other grounds be prescribed in the time. So that's why even under the IT Act, the Information Technology Act 2000, the government had the power to block the online content, and they are taking the purview of the share single judgment. But that judgment has been struck down the section 66A. But that does not mean that the foreign policy of the Twitter and any other foreign entity has the right to upload or to do whatever they want to do without having a proper prescribed norms and regulation. So that's why three deadlines is set by the Honorable High Court. The social media can't be left unregulated. They have to follow at any cost, no doubt what. So Indian laws have to be have the at the prevailing force, have to be precedent at every time. They cannot give any kind of foreign judgment or any kind of foreign regulation uh, to be mandated in Indian soil. And India cannot be treated as a playground by the global platform. And they have to comply in a strict manner with all the statute which is there. So no doubt the share single judgment is uh, given by the Honorable Supreme Court in the year 2015, and that does not mean that they can able to analyze the situation which is we are now facing after the coming of the artificial intelligence, the deep fake, and the cyber crime, and different types of scams that we can see in the recent days. That how the social media, even the you cannot just able to distinguish between who is actually present before you and who is actually publishing any kind of content on that particular thing. So that's why court calls Sayog the instrument of public good and fostering the cooperation. So yeah, they reject that surely they rejected that it is not a parallel censorship kind of thing. So they try to balance the free speech and having a responsibility. The state also has a responsibility, as we can see that in the Nepal, what lead to certain kind of violence. So they're still able to communicate. No doubt there is a different types of background or the history are different altogether. But the state also has the equal responsibility to curb any the kind of misinformation, hate speech, or any kind of content which lead to any kind of riot, which we can see in the Nepal. So certain tragic incident will never be repeated. So certain authoritative power had to be in the hand of the government, so that there will be more accountability of that particular platform also, so that it will be a balancing of interest and not a total infringement of their own rights, but also have to be a balance of both the interests. So I think there have to be updated regulations in the IT Act itself, as it is IT Act 2000. So now we are in 2025. No doubt we have the amendment and several other kind of things, but I think we need certain more regulations in the upcoming having a digital India or having a self-reliant India. So in that way, we can bring more into that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Well, as you see, there was even an example which was presented as of Shreya single case, right? Where she has said the rules about 2011, which has been now newly amended as 2021 IT rules, but still the social media platform still things like this. India is just as a mere playground where the lawyer or where the even judge says, no, it's not a mere playground. The takedown policy, it was even given an example of America, right? Where the takedown policy, it's quite under the jurisdiction of the United States or the government. So now in India, the thing is like even if a court orders or even if the government itself orders social media examples for the sake of Twitter, now the newly named as X, to please take down the social media post, but still the hesitation, as you can see, it's always there. So that's what the laws have to get more and more strict. I guess that was it, right, Priyanshu?
Yeah, that's it. Of
Yeah.
any other
So
participant wanted to share their thoughts or point of view, they are most welcome.
yeah,
I know Peace is the host, but yeah, I can also invite the people. Thanks
sure,
a lot, Peace,
you
for
can.
teaming up with me. It's a
Of
big
course,
article, I know.
of course, it's a very big article, and if there's anyone who would like to add something to it, go ahead. I guess we have covered most of the extensive points. So yeah, we have covered the article extensively. So yeah, thank you so much for participating, Priyanshu. You weren't just clear enough. You were very coherent, as well as the way you read your article. It was fabulous, and the way you even explained it, it was quite good. So yeah, thank you so much, Priyanshu. I don't think I can find any grammatical error the time you were reading. So yeah. Thank you so much. All right. So who do we have as our next participant? Let me just check. I guess it's True Man. Hello, True Man. You there?
Hi, sir. I'm here.
Hello, sir. Can you please get a bit closer to your microphone?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can hear you now better. So a very good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm fine. What about you?
Yes, sir. Even I'm doing very well. So which article would you like to read?
Article number 22.
The article number 22. All right. You can start.
Yeah. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Mm, Foreign direct investments into India in July at 15-month high of $11.11 billion. Even before S&P Global Rating upgraded its rating on India, and government announced a raft of measures to boost the economy. Foreign direct investment (FDI) into the country had risen to the highest in over 4 years in July, according to data released by the Reserve Bank of India on Wednesday at 11.11 billion. The the gross FDI inflow in July was the highest since May 2021, when $12.32 billion had uh, come into the country on the gross basis. In June, gross FDI inflow into India stood at $9.57 billion, while the figure was for July 2024 at $5.54 billion dollars, was half the latest number. Singapore, followed by the Netherlands, Mauritius, the US, and UAE together accounted for more than a three-fourths of the total inflows. Manufacturing and services, including communication, computer, and business services, were the top recipient sectors. The central bank's staff noted in their monthly State of the Economy article, also published on Wednesday. On the net basis, $5.05 billion came into India in July compared to $2.51 billion in June, and an outflow of $2.69 billion a year ago. Net FDI is calculated after adjusting for investment that are repatriated by foreign companies and overseas investments made by Indian companies. FDI is a key indicator of the health of the economy and the confidence for foreign investors have in the country. S&P decision on August 14 to upgrade its rating on India to BBB from BBB is expected to boost flow in the medium to long term. A day later, on August 15, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced a wide range of economic reform to boost domestic growth. These include cuts of the goods and service tax rates that comes into effect earlier this week on Monday. Inflows have picked up steam in recent months after a disappointing 2024-25, which saw net FDI inflow total just 959 million. Even though cross inflow rose to 18.62 billion. The precipitous fall in net FDI in 2024-25 from 10.15 billion in 2023-24 come on the back of the sharp increase in overseas direct investments made by Indian companies and foreign companies cashing in on their past investments in India. In 2024-25, foreign firms took back 51.49 billion to their home countries from India, up 60% from 2023-2024. Meanwhile, overseas FDI by Indian companies rose 69% to 28.17 billion. Both these factors contributed to the net FDI in the last fiscal being negligible. For so far in 2025-2026, despite the global trade policy and financial market uncertainty, the numbers are on the up for India at $10.75 billion net FDI in the first 4 months of the fiscal, in 3 times that in the same period last year. Gross FDI is up 33% at 37.71 billion and repatriations by foreign companies in down 6% at 16.28 billion. On the other hand, Indian companies' direct investments abroad are up 44% at $10.68 billion. However, in July, both repatriation of FDI and outward FDI moderated. The RBI noted in its State of the Economy article, outward FDI was mainly directed towards financial, insurance, and business services, as well as manufacturing with the US, Singapore, the Netherlands, Mauritius, and the UK, being the major designations. These movement together led to an increase net FPI, it said. So I am done with the reading part. Now I am going to summarize this article. So this article is about the investment hike that happened this month compared to the the 15 months high. This is the high compared to 15 months previously. So it says that it is a so compared to previous years, it says on July 2024, it was 5.54 billion. It's just half of the amount that we can see now, and the also the companies from foreign countries like Singapore and Netherlands, Mauritius, US, and UAE was the major companies, and UK was the major companies investing in India, and also they brought to their home about more than 15 billion in revenue, and due to the tax cuts introduced, the tax reform introduced by PM, that has boosted the FDI and so it also says that 2024-2025 inflow was total was less than $1 billion, and now it has hiked about 11 billion. Yes, that's what is all about. This article says that that the hike that the investment that foreign companies until this month in India was uh, all-time high compared to the previous years. Yes, then I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Truman. Is there anyone who would like to add something to this article? Because I guess Truman covered most of the points which were quite
Yeah, I can
informative.
add one or two point,
Sure,
please,
sir.
if you allow
Sure,
me.
sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Actually, Truman explained everything so profoundly, so I'll just add some few more point in relation to this article. Why this is important? The FDI is increasing in India for if we compare it to last 15 or 18 months, I guess, as the article is talking about. Because the whole world seems to be in a complete mayhem, right? Somewhere there is the war, somewhere there are other sort of problem. If you see that most of the country are facing the inflation problem, somewhere recession. But out of all of these, and even trade and tariff war has become a biggest issue across the globe. So out of all of these, India is becoming a hub for the FDI, for the foreign investor, and they are very helpful to invest, hopeful to invest in India. This is a very good sign. And why it is important for India, right? Because we are seeking to be a developed country till 2047. So FDI could play a very pivotal role. Although there are two kind of FDI, greenfield and brownfield. So I am keenly looking for what sort of proposal coming from the greenfield FDI, because that is more salubrious for the health of our economy, right? And one of the most important reason of this, because most of the investor were going earlier China and in some other country. But what is the problem? If you see the internal and external economy of the China, they are not doing good. That's why most of the foreign investors are diversifying their FDI, and India is becoming a good destination for them. Like the article is talking about the country like Singapore, USA, and some other country they are talking about. So if we want to spur the growth of the country, right, we need to increase the production, because if FDI is coming in India, which means that they are bringing the new technology, they will generate the employment. And if there would be the more production, there would be the more employment, there would be the better technology, that definitely would help out the spur the growth of that particular country. And as the article is talking about, government of India eased out the rule of the related to the FDI, because earlier the red tapeism was the very big impediment for FDI to come in India. But for the time being, it is a very good sign for India that whole the world seems to be in a complete mayhem. Despite the fact India is becoming the good destination for the FDI. But having said that, I'm again accentuating on the point. I am keenly waiting for how much percentage of it is coming from the greenfield, because brownfield FDI may not impact broadly, but if you want to see the profound impact of the FDI, then it must come from the greenfield area. Yeah, thank you.
First of all, thank you so much, Truman, as well as Shivam, for covering the article profoundly, as well as adding your valuable points. Thank you so much, Shivam. Well, yeah, the article does talk about the foreign direct investment because it's happening and it's covering from various different sites and it's very beneficial for Indians. Yeah, because more the production, more the employment opportunities, and more the beneficial for the Indian citizens. So, yeah, so true, man. You read the article very well as you explained the article very well as well. I don't think I can find any grammatical error, but I guess there was just one word where you stuck. I just don't remember that. So yeah, for the sake of that, you can focus more on the pronunciation aspect. Other than that, you read very well. Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
thank you so much for participating. All right, so let's see who's the next participant. So the next person is Juknu. Hello, Jugnu, are you here? Hello,
Oh,
Jugnu.
good morning.
Hello, Jugnu.
Hello.
Hello, a very good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. What about you, sir?
Yes, I'm absolutely well. Thank you so much for participating. First of all, showing your interest towards participating in this newspaper session. Which article would you like to read, sir?
Article number 5.
The article number 5. All right, let's go, sir. You can start.
WTO says China decisions to forego special treatment eats fair trade. The World Trade Organizations held on Wednesday Beijing's decision to no longer seek new special treatment in future WTO talks, calling it a step towards a more equitably equitable global trading system. This is a pivotal moment for the PWO organization chief Nagoji Okonjo Iweala said in a statement, Chinese decision reflects a commitment to a more balanced and equitable global trading system. Her her comment her comment came after Chinese Premier Li Qiang on Thursday announced that his country would not be seeking new special and different treatment, a privilege guaranteed to developing nations in future TWO talks. Mr. Lee made his announcement at a high level meeting on the sidelining of the United Nations General Assembly. Chinese official Axios news agency said in his announcement, Mr. Liu said the world's second biggest economy was behaving as a responsible major developing country. Axios reported WTO agreements contain provisions allowing developing countries special right and for other members to trade more favorable, such as a treatment including a longer time frame for the planning commitment and measures to boost trading opportunity for these countries. But some wealthy nations have in the past said that China should no longer be classified as a developing country, which is something that nation decide for themselves. Was Washington um, has previously 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 sorry
Yeah,
previously uh,
previously. Yeah.
argued that the China which has a risen to the become the world's largest merchandise trade should rely on the treatment give to developing countries. Yes, I am done with my reading part. Now let's move towards the summarization part. Give me a second.
Sure, sure. Take your time.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yes. So this article is about the World Trade Organization, and recently China has made uh, a bold call in his longer monologue. So the China's president Li announcement that they will be not seeking they will be not seeking the help from the WTO, World Trade Organizations, longer no longer now, and they will be dependent on themselves. And this article and I have found something that China is a world large economy, and so they will make their own rules and regulations for themselves, and they will participate the World Trade Organizations as a member of it. and so that other countries can take part, and they can share their point of view over all this statement. And the other thing is I found, yes, but some wealthy countries have in the past said that China should no longer be classified as a developing country, which is something that nation decision for themselves. And yes, and this line was said by the Washington previously. And now China is growing day by day. They will be China will be a first largest economy in the world. Yes,
Thank you
all
so
I
much,
have
sir,
to
for
say
reading.
that I found
Thank you
only
so much,
these
sir,
things.
for reading the article. Shivam, Sanket, or Sandy, anyone? Would you like to add something to it? Shivam?
Yeah, I would like to add only one point in relation to this article. Jugnu has
One
given
second,
the
one
crux.
second, one second. Shivam,
Yes.
just a second. Jugnu, can you just mute your mic?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Shivam.
Okay, am I audible? Could you please confirm it?
Sir, you are?
Okay, thank you. So, what I'm trying to accentuate out of this article is that this is a very good step taken by the China because they are already developed country. But when it comes about the trade and WTO, they are always claim that they are developing country. But now it is a good step taken by the China that they are developing country and would not be taking any sort of differential treatment from the WTO. We must understand. I just want to give a simple example to make you aware about that what kind of rule are there in the WTO. Suppose that there is the Indian constitution, right? Indian constitution talk about the equality is a prime and core aspect of the Indian constitution, but there are differential rule for the different community in accordance with their vulnerability, like for the women, for the ST, OBC, or for some other classes, right? In accordance with their vulnerability, we have given some special treatment to these communities. In the same way, there are many countries in the WTO, but every country cannot be treated equally. Like you cannot treat USA to the Maldives, right? Both of these countries cannot be treated equally. So there are different rules for the developed country, developing country, least developed country, and small island country. The countries categorization is like this in the WTO in accordance with their vulnerability, right? Which means that many specific provision are put for the developing country, but China was claiming itself as a developing country and getting lots of benefit out of it from the WTO. But now China is claiming that it is no more developing country, at least in the global trade, and now would not be taking any sort of benefit which are being given to the developing country under the trade rules of the WTO. Now, which means these benefit could be disseminated to the least developed country, small island country, and developing country, or so to say, if I have to summarize it in one word, we can say that the country which falls in the global south. So this is a good step taken by the China, and I appreciate at least they have agreed that on a global trade level they are developed country, and now these benefit could be disseminated to the rest of the developing country, especially the country like in the African continent. So this is good gesture.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank you.
much, Shivam. Thank you so much for adding your valuable points to this article. Anyone else who would like to add something to it? I guess
I just
that's yes. Please go ahead.
want to add one line, that is World Trade Organization succeeded GATT, uh, trade argument general agreement on trade and tariff, which was established in 1948, and now World Trade Organization has come into effect from the 1995. I just wanted to add this point, and I have seen all the points are covered by you and other person. So I just wanted to add this one more point. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for adding your valuable points as well. Okay, so yeah, this comes out to be as a very important article, and everybody whoever added their points, I thank you again. Yes, Jugnu, hello, you there? All right. Let me know once you come so that I can give you your feedback. Okay. So Shivam, hi.
Hello, hello, hi.
Hello, sir. A very good morning. How are you?
Yes, everything is hunky dory. What's about you?
Yeah, hail and hearty. So which article would you like
Oh,
to read
nice to
today?
know. Actually, I have decided to read article number 15.
Article number 15. Okay. You
Hmm.
can. But I guess the
Okay,
article
let
number
me
15 talks about the mistrust in Ladakh, right? Like whatever is happening nowadays.
let me just open it. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yes, yes. It was related to the Ladakh. Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So first of all, good morning to everyone and my fellow participant as well. So I'm going to read this article, Mistrust in Ladakh. Legitimate aspirations of the people need to be taken into account. The festering unrest in the Union Territory of Ladakh turned violent on September 24, which resulted in the death of 4 persons and several others being injured. In the eyes of the center, the protest leader had acted in bad faith even as efforts were underway to address their long-standing demands. These are statehood for Ladakh, inclusion under the sixth schedule of the constitution, which grant autonomy to tribal areas, reservation in job for locals, and greater political representation. The leader and organization at the forefront of the agitation have, however, said that the arson and the violence were carried out by those outside their control. The protesters and the center have appealed to the youth of Ladakh to remain calm. The Ladakh protests have been championed by two major civil society coalitions, the Leh Apex Body (LAB), representing Buddhist majority Leh, and the Kargil Democratic Alliance (KDA), representing Muslim majority Kargil. While these groups do have many disagreements, they are united in a 4-point agenda for constitutional safeguard and a greater political autonomy for the region. On Wednesday, a shutdown called by the youth wing of LAB turned violent in Leh, which included the burning of the office of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the vandalizing of the headquarters of the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council (LAHDC). The center and these outfits had reached an agreement in May 2025, which seemingly addressed core concerns through measures such as 95% reservation in job for locals, including STs and EWS, 33% reservation for women in Hill Development Council, strict domicile criteria, and recognition of local language such as Bhoti, Purgi, Balti, and Sina. However, on September 23rd, the hospitalization of two elderly protesters who were on a hunger strike with climate activist Sonam Wangchuk triggered a fresh round of public protests mostly led by youth. The center now alleges that Mr. Wangchuk is instigating violence while a resolution to all demand has been in the works. The center has also hinted at the involvement of foreign element. There is evidently a gap between the perceptions of the protesters and the center on both the issues at hand and the way forward. Ladakh is a sensitive security spot for the country. This makes it all the more important that the people of the region are taken into confidence even while troublemakers are brought under control. The legitimate aspirations of the people can be addressed without compromising India's security requirements. So this is all about the article. If anyone is willing to go before me to explain this, they are most welcome. Otherwise, I can do so. Okay, peace. So should I go now for explanation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Please move ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So basically, this article is accentuating all about the problem related to the Ladakh, as we have seen that a recent violence erupted and unfortunately 4 people died and some of the office of the Bharatiya Janata Party was put under the fire, as the article is talking about. The protest, basically that was the peaceful protest started or led by the Sonam Wangchuk, right? And you might be aware about the Three Idiot movie was inspired by the role of the Sonam Wangchuk. So he is the same Sonam Wangchuk who is leading that protest in Ladakh. So unfortunately, that has turned into the violent and 4 people died. So what basically that these people are demanding? They are demanding, they are having 3 or 4 demand in Ladakh. As you guys might be aware about or might be acquainted about the fact that in 2019, Ladakh was made a separate union territory and separated from the Jammu and Kashmir. Now they are demanding, because it is a union territory, which means that there is the complete control of the central government or the incumbency in the center, and there is no representation of the local people, as we can see that the legislature are being made or developed in the Jammu and Kashmir. In the same way, they are asking that at least the Ladakh should be given the statehood, so that there could be the local representation, and there must be a legislature where the local people could be representing the demand and the aspiration of the local people in the that is their first requirement, that is the statehood of the Ladakh. The second requirement they are talking about, because there are 2 groups which basically are now jumping in the bandwagon to lead this protest as well: the Leh Apex Body and Kargil Political Front. You can check the name. I forgot the name. So a political body which is mostly indulging in the Kargil area, and the other political party which is indulging in the Leh area. There are certain disagreement between these 2 political parties. Why? Because the Kargil is a Shia majority area and the Leh is a Buddhist majority area. But what is the problem? There is only one Lok Sabha seat for the Ladakh, and they are asking for a profound and greater political representation, at least in the Lok Sabha, and demanding at least these 2 seats must be separated, which means that there must be a separate seat for the Kargil, which is Shia dominated area, and must be a separate seat for the Leh, which is a Buddhist dominated area. That's why both these political parties from Leh and Kargil coming together and putting this demand forward before the incumbency in the center. This is their second demand, for the greater political representation. And the third demand, to include the Ladakh in the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution. I cannot go profoundly in the 6th schedule, but I just want to say here about the 6th schedule is, it is a kind of protection from the outsider. Once an area is put under the 6th schedule basically comes under the Article 244, Part 10 of the Indian Constitution. If I exactly say that, subclause 2 of the Article 244 says about the 6th schedule. And if an area is put under the 6th schedule, like you might be aware about, the some area of the Assam are put under the 6th schedule, then Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura as well, right? So you are giving an extra protection. So 6th schedule means no easily outsider invader could be done in that particular area. They can protect their legislature right, they can protect their executive right, and even they can protect their judicial rights as well once an area is being put under the 6th schedule, because a huge autonomy is being delivered to that particular area under the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution. That is their demand. Because what is the problem that they are demanding before the government of India? That outsiders are coming in the Ladakh, and Ladakh being a very sensitive area, and security for the security purpose as well, because Ladakh is surrounded by the 2 belligerent neighbor of India. One side is China and other side is Pakistan. Not only from the aspect of the security, but from the aspect of the climate as well. Very fragile climate is there in the Ladakh. But government of India is thinking to develop the solar park, because a direct sunlight could be get in the area of the Ladakh, as we have seen recently in the biggest solar park are being developed in the Thar desert of the India. That is their second demand. Third demand basically to include the Ladakh under the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution, so that there could be an extra layer of protection for the Ladakh from the intruder, or so to say from the outsider. And the fourth demand, to give the reservation in the job for the local. Although there was an agreement between the government of India and some political party in Ladakh in 2025 May that 95 reservation could be allocated, but for that matter, you might be aware about the Article 16 subclause 3 of the Indian Constitution. A discrimination could be done when it comes about giving the job to the local in the particular areas or particular government job in that particular state. And for the 6th schedule, you must amend the Indian Constitution. But why the government of India seems to be very much reluctant about doing so, right? We must understand, if you are putting an area under the 6th schedule, which means that you have given a greater autonomy to that particular area. But now this could lead to the rat race across the country, especially in the northern eastern state of our country. Manipur also could demand for the sixth schedule. Arunachal could demand for the sixth schedule. Nagaland could also demand for the sixth schedule, which means that government of India could lose the control while delivering the sixth schedule criteria to those particular areas. So that is the problem, that government of India is very much reluctant not to deliver sixth schedule facility to the Ladakh. But it is remained to seen. It is very unfortunate that some people got died. Government of India must need to bring a solution so that all the party reach to a conclusion amicably in the Ladakh, because not from the climate front but for the security front, it is a very sensitive area and all the problems must be resolved as soon as possible. And I am very hopeful that government of India is under the negotiation with all the parties there in the Ladakh. Yeah, thank you so much.
Shivam, can you please help me? Like, in what way I should appreciate the way you read and the way you explain your articles? I'm not getting enough words for you because you didn't just explain your whole article so extensively. Because whenever anybody is reading an article and when it comes to summarization, it's quite important for one person to know about the history, or the detailing is quite important, right? You even mentioned facts and you even talked about the history that has been happening in this particular event or in this particular case. So yeah, thank you so much, Shivam. As you read the article well, I couldn't find any pronunciation or neither a error of anything else. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you so much for participation. Your
Yes,
presence is
thank you.
highly
Thank
appreciated.
you. Thank you so much, please. Thank you.
Your presence as well as your contribution is highly appreciated. Yeah. Okay. So now we are having Swarna. Hello, Swarna, ma'am. You've been waiting for a long time, so I appreciate your time and patience.
Thank you very much.
A very good morning, ma'am. Did you choose
Yeah,
your
good morning.
article?
I chose an article 17, number 17. It's
The
again about
article
Ladakh.
number 17. All right.
Yeah,
You can start.
yeah, I'm going to start. The protest test. Ladakh is one of the India's most important frontiers. Center must speak to protesters and, more importantly, listen to them. The national conversation around the abrogation of Article 370 in August 2019 and its aftermath has, by and large, centered on Jammu and Kashmir, how the state was made a union territory, the detention of political leaders, the move to elections, and the demand for restoration of statehood. The political story has unfolded somewhat differently in Ladakh. The reason that was upbeat after moving out of Jammu and Kashmir's shadow in 2019 is now rocked by protests. At least 4 people were killed and around 50 injured in Leh on Wednesday. A section of the youth among the protesters turned to vandalism and arson after leaders on hunger strike fainted and were hospitalized. The violence and arson, strongly condemnable, should not be allowed to overshadow the unique trajectory and the border place Ladakh has in India's national security and imagination. The lawbreakers have to face due process, but the crackdown needs a strong caveat. The center should speak to the protesters and, more importantly, listen to them. The promise to the people of Ladakh, both explicit and implicit, in 2019 was that their cultural, ecological, and linguistic heritage would be protected. The center's notifications in June this year, introducing domicile-based requirements for government jobs and recognition of local languages, were steps in the right direction. However, much more needs to be done. The devolution of powers to the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Councils has not been implemented, and questions regarding land ownership and large-scale energy projects remain unanswered. The cries for statehood and inclusion in the 6th schedule must then be read as demands for representation and autonomy to preserve a cultural and environment that is an essential and unique part of this country's tapestry. Nearly all the UT's important political and social groups, the Leh Apex Body and Kargil Democratic Alliance, Muslims and Buddhist leaders of diverse political persuasions, have supported the protest. This is reason enough for the center to talk to them and find a reasonable accommodation. Maximalist positions such as those taken by one of the principal faces of the agitation, educator activist Sonam Wangchuk, aren't surprising. Surely the government has the capacity to both address it and, if needed, ensure that it does not derail the larger process of talks and negotiation. Ladakh is one of the India's most important frontiers, bordering Pakistan and China. In war and peace, its people have stood steadfastly by the country, often as the first line of defense and intelligence gathering. In current moment, when passions are high, the protesters' demands are all within the constitutional framework. Some political actors and organizations of various persuasions may have tapped into this sentiment and echoed the protesters. As is the case in any democracy, that is no reason to unleash a troll army to demonize the protesters as anti-Indian or architects of a grand conspiracy. New Delhi and Leh are on the same side. Both need to work to get on the same pace. The vitriol must stop before it vitiates the atmosphere further. Too much is at stake. I have read all the article. Now I am going to explain. Shall I proceed? Or you want to add some more points before me?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Before dwelling into explanation of this article, I just want to give a glimpse of Article 370. Article 370 is a temporary provision under Part 12 of the Indian Constitution that says guarantees the special status to Jammu and Kashmir and allows the state assembly to make its own constitution and separate set of laws for the state's residents such as citizenship, etc., and ownership of their own properties and have fundamental rights. And one more point is citizens from other state cannot purchase the land or property in the state. And center cannot center cannot impose financial emergency under Article 360 in the state. If the state is, these are the some temporary provisions that the Jammu and Kashmir allotted under Article 370. And as we have heard from the Shivam sir, and in 2000, Leh has divided as an union territory from the Jammu and Kashmir. And 2019, here it is saying that the national conversation around the abrogation of Article 370 in August 2019 and its aftermath has by and large means gradually centered on Jammu and Kashmir, how the state was made a union territory. And it is also saying that Ladakh's sensitivity it possesses. As we can see geographically, Ladakh is a border of two belligerent nations, that is China and Pakistan. Both nations we have a strong contention towards India. So we can see how sensitive Ladakh possesses. So it is very important to consider the points said by the Ladakh in this article. As we can see, the protest has been going on since Wednesday, and 4 people were killed in this protest and around 50 were injured. And as we have seen in the last article, and BJP's institution has been collapsed deliberately, that is vandalized, and also so many protests were keep going on. And here we can see the two major forces that are, as we have seen in the last article also, LAB, that is Ladakh Autonomous, one is Ladakh LAB and one other one is Kargil related, Kargil Democratic Alliance, and another body is Leh Apex Body. So these two are the major alliances which is having majority of Buddhist and Muslims respectively, and they are fighting for their as we have seen the 3 requirements set by the Shivam sir in the article, that is they want to include them in the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution, that is already having 4 states that are Assam, Mizoram, Tripura, and Assam, Manipur is not there except Manipur and 80 Assam, Tripura, Mizoram, and one more I couldn't recall now. And these four states already have been inserted under sixth schedule of the Indian Constitution. Now Ladakh is also want to be a part of that sixth schedule, and it is demanding for that. That is one of the demands now going on by the Ladakh, and two more we have already seen. And and we see Ladakh is one of the India's most important frontiers, as mentioned, that bordering the Pakistan and China in case of war and peace, and people of the Ladakh have stood steadfastly by the country. Means no matter what the situations, people have stood in support of the India. So this is the article it is saying. And also here one more point mentioned that we should not troll army to demonize the protesters as anti-Indian or architects of a grand conspiracy by seeing all these consequences. And this is from my side, and thank you for giving this opportunity. I would like to give my best in future. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Anyone else who would like to add something to it? Please go ahead. All right. Swarna ma'am, the element which is quite important the time when you read something is the element of understanding and the element of clarity, right? So I don't think I can even tell you in words the way you were reading and the way you were explaining. I didn't find a single grammatical error, because the clarity of thoughts that you were having as well as the understanding of the particular article, it was quite incredible. So yeah, thank you so much for participating. Very well done, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you for giving time to tell about my opinions.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Because you didn't just summarize the article, you even told about what's the article is really about. So whatever is happening in Ladakh, it's quite unfortunate, and let's hope everything gets well, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all up to the union government as how they are coordinating with that, with them, with the protesters. So yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so now we are having Sheikh. Hello, Sheikh. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, sir. How's you? How are you?
Fine, sir. And how are you?
Hail and hearty. Thank you so much. Did you choose your article? Which one would you like to read?
Yes, sir. My article number is 19.
The article number 19. Okay. Just give me a minute before that. Hello, Nandan. You there?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Even you wanted to participate, right?
Yes, yes.
Sure, sir. You can even participate. For that, I would just ask you to please check the pinned message, and you need to register yourself first for
I
participating.
registered my
You
phone.
did? You did?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So your turn will be after Saurav. So please hold your horses.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. All right, Sheikh. Let's start. The article number, please confirm 19, right?
19, sir.
Okay, sir. Please start.
So, good morning, one and all. My article number is 19. Why rail-based Agni P missile test launch is significant. In the early hours of Thursday, the Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO test fired the Agni P missile from a rail-based mobile launcher. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh congratulated the DRDO and the Strategic Forces Command for the test, stating that it had put India in a group of select nations who have developed canisterized launch systems that can operate out of the railway network. Thus far, only Russia, the US, China, and possibly North Korea had the capability of launching uh, long-range ballistic missiles from rail-based platforms. Capability to strike back mobile launch platforms are crucial to a country's second strike capabilities, that is, a country's ability to survive a nuclear attack and then launch its own counterattack. Developments in satellite imagery imagery, mobile sensing, and missile technology have made stationary launchers vulnerable to enemy attacks. Silos are increasing vulnerable to both nuclear and conventional strikes due to improvements in missile accuracy. Thomas MacDonald of the Nuclear Policy Program Carnegie Endowment for International Peace wrote in his paper Tracking Mobile Missiles 2024. This has put a premium on mobile launch platforms which are seen by military strategists as much more survivable in case of all-out war. Such platforms include submarines, aircraft, and ground-based mobile launchers that can operated on roads or rails. Why rail-based launchers? Rail-based platforms come with certain specific benefits. Road-based systems can only be operated on certain routes, where the road's dimensions and equality allow heavy missiles and launchers to be transported, while the rail-based platforms too are limited by the extent of a nation's rail network. India roughly 70,000 kilometers grid can carry missiles to all corners of the country without the need for additional preparation like fixing potholes or widening road bottlenecks. There are thousands of tunnels in India's railway network. These can be used by rail-based launchers to hide from enemy satellite surveillance. In fact, the capability to launch from the tracks means that the launcher can be kept in hiding till the very last moment before a missile is deployed. Compared with submarine-launched ballistic missiles, rail-based platforms are significantly cheaper to construct and maintain. As such, it is far more efficient to scale up such platforms than to maintain a fleet of ballistic missile submarines. Agni-P, successor to Agni-1. India's hailed Agni series of medium to international range ballistic missiles was initially developed in the late 1980s. Agni-1, a medium-range ballistic missile (MRBM) with a range of 700 to 1,000 kilometers, was tested in 1989. While the Agni-1 platform continues to serve a specific use case, defense planners have long felt the need to upgrade some of its systems. Thus was born the Agni-P, which improved upon Agni-I's range and borrowed propulsion and navigation technologies from the Agni-4 and Agni-5 missiles. With a mass of 11,000 kg, Agni-P is a two-stage soil fuel propelled missile with an operating range of 1,000 km to 2,000 km. It can carry high explosive thermobaric or nuclear warheads. So the summary of the passage is summary of the article. We say DRDO Defense Research and Development Organization of India. So it has tested a Agni-P missile from a rail-based launcher. Primarily, they are from land to air missiles. From land to air missiles, they are. So here, specialty of Agni-P missile is it has launched from a rail-based mobile launcher. We say from a rail-based launching system. It is so DRDO becomes one of the India becomes one of the selected countries which have launched, which have capability of this type of launching systems. It is for a few countries only this type of launching system is there, which is rail-based launching system. So Agni P is a one of the advanced advanced systems compared to Agni 1 to Agni 5 missiles. It is a Agni P means Agni Prime, which is one of the advanced missiles. We say, I say. So that's also.
Thank you so much, sir. Is there anyone who would like to add something to it? Saurabh, do you want to add something? All right. So, Sheikh, sir, whatever you read, it was quite well, right? Because this talks about the Agni P missile, which is the successor to Agni 1. It just advances. It's so advanced that it can roughly go around 70,000 kilometer grid, and it can carry missiles to all corners of the country. So yeah, it's it's very much advanced. So sir, coming to your feedback, you just need to pay a bit
Yes,
more
sir.
attention while you're reading the article, right? I say this for a reason. As you can see, the last para, no, I guess the third last para, where
Yes.
the word was intercontinental and you mistakenly read it as international.
Okay, okay, sir.
So it's not even a mispronunciation. I would say just pay a bit more attention, nothing else. Because the time when you're reading the article, you're in a flow, right? You're always in a flow,
Yes, sir.
and the flow needs to be very constant. And you were reading so well, you even explained the article very well. So yeah, thank you so much for participating, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, how
Yes,
to, sir, I want to ask how to summarize the article in a effective way.
in a very effective way. All right, I'll let you know about that. So, whenever you are summarizing the article, first of all, you need to understand what the article is all about. So, at the very beginning, you can mention what the article is all about, right? And then, if you know the facts, the history behind that, then even you can mention the very same thing at the second part, right? And then you can add few lines about the sections. It was all about that, whatever is happening nowadays, what are anybody's opinion. You can add such a thing. If you don't want to summarize that effectively, then you can just talk about what you have understood and what the article is all about. And at the end, you can give your conclusion. Yeah,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank,
All right.
thank you, sir.
I guess, do we have Saurav here? I think he's not here, right? Okay. Let me just check if there's anyone who's left. None. I guess even he isn't here. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Please let me know if you have any feedback for me in the chat section, or you can even let me know here in the VC. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for being here, for staying with me.
Hello. Hello, peace.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to give feedback. It was truly commendable, even though it is a first session, and the all participants also have to praise because they stayed long and so many participants have come and gone and they read very well also. And the way you are giving feedback, everything is top notch. And I truly appreciate your efforts in conducting the session since 2 hours, and being patient with every participant and explaining everything is good. And as we all know that we need to improve more, and that is what I'm giving feedback, and everything done by you was very good.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your words really means a lot. Yeah, I do agree. This is the very first session of mine. So yeah, I'm even improving with you guys. The way you were reading, not just you, but yeah, everyone, whoever participated, there's always a spark of learning, right? That's what I could see in every one of them. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, now you can start your casual discussion or whatever you feel like.